Hello and welcome to the big picture. Arunachal Pradesh is once again undergoing a tumultuous change. The border state, which is known for its political upheavals, is witnessing another one, with the entire ruling Congress party except one moving away into a regional party, People's Party of Arunachal, including the Chief Minister Pema Khandu. The Khandu-led revolt puts Congress in an extremely embarrassing situation after it had managed to revive its government under Nabam Tuki following an unprecedented Supreme Court ruling. Tuki incidentally is the only MLA still remaining with the Congress. Tuki had been replaced by Khandu in July. Incidentally, People's Party of Arunachal is a nondescript regional outfit with not even a single MLA and will now suddenly have 44 MLAs in its ranks, and the BJP's 11 MLAs have expressed their support from outside. We will discuss today the reason behind this upheaval, why the state goes through it periodically, and what will be the impact of it in the Northeast. To discuss this, I have with me Dr. Ajoy Kumar, National Spokesperson, Congress. Sheshadri Chari, National Executive Member, BJP, will be on the phone line from Mumbai. Ashok Tandon, Senior Journalist. Kalyan Baruah, Chief of Bureau, Assam Tribune. And on the phone line from Itanagar is Joya Riba, Managing Editor, Eastern Sentinel. Welcome to all of you. Ajoy, this is really something which the Congress party must be terribly embarrassed about. You are not able to keep a government in its place. You know, your party has not been able to keep the government together.
You know, Girish, I think the much larger issue, Girishji, the much larger issue is how the government of Sri Narendra Modi ji and under the presidentship of Mr. Amit Shah, using like Mr. Gadkari and Ram Madhav, to engineer such kind of, awful, shameful engineering of defection, it's unbelievable. And I think all political people must look at this perspective, is what are we doing to this, not only to, one is the Northeast, which is so sensitive and is very critically important, but what is happening in terms of how political parties and if the Prime Minister and the government in the center, at what lust for power are they destabilizing and what price are we going to pay? The question is, if money is going to be used so blatantly, if threats are going to be used so blatantly, and these kind of things, despite the Supreme Court's order, despite the Supreme Court warning the government and the then governor, what is the reason why would a Congress government with 44 MLAs suddenly defect unless it has been engineered and Mr. Modi, who has been saying cooperative federalism, I'm saying, why is the BJP so obsessed with this lust for power, for its destruction of democratic institutions? It's all cooperative federalism is just a jumla or just a word to play around with. I am very worried about what foretells for rest of India and what foretells for rest of the Northeast in this issue and rest of India. And as political person, I mean, we have our differences, we will object, we will continue, but engineering through money, through threats, to repeated not to undermine the political opposition party, to find every reason to use all illegal means to destroy them.
Okay.
It's very, very
you seem to be
dangerous.
No, Ajoy, you seem to be
seeing it, and the people of India will give Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah a very fitting reply.
Ajoy,
they see what is happening.
Ajoy, you seem to be okay. Ajoy, you seem to be saying that this was engineered, this was a destabilizing attempt. Do we have Sheshadri Chari online?
Hello.
Sheshadri, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. No, the charge being made by Ajoy Kumar is that this has been engineered. This is something which otherwise it wouldn't have happened. He is even blaming the Prime Minister, the party president, and other people for being responsible for this.
No. I don't think this charge does hold any water at all. Hello?
Yeah, please continue. I can hear you.
No, this charge doesn't hold any water. See, this is a democratic process. When the elected members of a particular political party find that their political party is of no use, their political party is not able to guide them, their political party is not able to fulfill the aspirations of the people for which these people have been elected, and they get no cooperation from the central unit of their own political party, what will they do? There is so much of lack of cooperation from their political party with the central government. There are so many central government schemes which we want to really implement and take care of, but their own political party does not allow it to happen. So in such a situation, the elected representatives of that political party have no other go but to shift to some other political party which they think is truly representative of the people of that state.
Okay.
And if BJP has to engineer something like that, why would, we have not done it, and this has happened even before. A whole lot of people elected on the BJP's ticket have shifted their allegiance to Congress once in the same state. So this is not happening for the first time.
Right, that is the most unfortunate thing. It's not happening for the first time. It keeps on happening in this state. Joya, Riba, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Nikam, I can hear you.
Okay. How do you look at this development? You heard both the Congress and the BJP spokespersons, putting forward their point of view. How do you look at this development sitting there in Itanagar? Is this something which came as a surprise, or was it something which has been, boiling for some time?
Right. Well, at the outset, as a young citizen, I think I'm extremely concerned and worried, actually, about the continuous political instability in the state. Well, as everyone knows, Arunachal Pradesh is a strategically important state bordering China, which has been claiming it as part of South China. Well, there has been a trend, and it is quite a worrisome trend, and that is my second point, that is that politicians have turned venal today, and they are dealing with the Indian establishment, and tomorrow they may be dealing with other neighboring countries, including China. Well, I think for the populace, for quite some time now, we have become not very shocked. I think immune. We are kind of becoming immune because political instability has become part and parcel of Arunachal politics. And the biggest worry is that there is a growing disenchantment with almost 75% of the populace, and that is the youth. Majority of the youth are really not feeling comfortable with how the political system is going on. And the major worry for the public people over here is that if this kind of the current trend is not contained, maybe in the next 10 to 15 years, who knows, Arunachal could become the next Kashmir.
Okay. No, but how do you explain the present development? Why did it happen? How did it happen? 2 months back, Pema Khandu was made the chief minister. The Nabam Tuki, after he had been restored by the Supreme Court, the Congress party decided to drop him and bring this new chief minister, and the new chief minister goes away with 44 MLAs to another party. How do you explain that, and why did it happen?
Right, Ms. Nikam, actually there are bold headlines talking about political instability, but I would say the subtext is of a bitter narrative and struggle to stay afloat in the face of paucity of funds. The state exchequer has no funds to say at the moment, and the government is actually requires funds to go about its day-to-day activities. And it is known that the present government is struggling to even pay the fees, the salaries of its employees, which is a little more than 220 crores at the moment. So I think the merger of the Congress to the People's Party of Arunachal, which is, of course, a constituent of the Northeast Democratic Alliance, is something I think which has not raised many eyebrows.
Okay, stay on. I'll come back to you, Riba. Ashok Tandon, it's quite extraordinary. They're saying that there are no funds. Because of that, they're moving away. How do you explain that? It doesn't happen like this.
No, Girish, the thing is that there is no denying that Arunachal has a history of instability, political instability. But I was listening to my friend from the Congress when, see, Congress was at the center, perhaps they were the one who started this process of instability. And now they are complaining the central government, and earlier the opposition used to blame the Congress at the center for the same reasons. No, but what has happened in the process?
Opposition has learned quite a bit of lessons
No,
from Congress.
but it's this history repeats itself. See, what has happened in the last so many decades is that a kind of instability was created by the central government where the Congress ruled for a very long time. So, Congress as such is not a homogeneous entity in Arunachal. The present Congress also is faction ridden. There are 5, 6, in fact as many factions as the leaders are. So, therefore, I would say that it's now coming back to your point, the thing is Congress use the clout while they are in power at the center to destabilize northeastern states or to bring back to by proxy and rule northeast by proxy, which they have been doing. It's a fact that smaller states, including the states in northeast, they heavily depend on the central government for assistance. So, this could be one of the reasons, but we can't ignore the fact that these very leaders were coming to meet the central Congress leadership and nobody was there to in fact listen to them.
We have heard this.
No, the whole process of Arunachal political instability now started because the Congress High Command refused to listen to them and they were really not bothered about it, and that is how the process started. Otherwise, how could a chief minister whom they installed just 2 months ago as perhaps the loyalist could defect?
Whose father also was the chief minister.
Yes. So, therefore, the Congress party can't be absolved of its blame for not managing their own house.
There is no doubt about it. Kalyan, is that the problem? Is that a simple problem that the Congress High Command is unable to manage its own government, with its own chief ministers, MLAs? Is that the problem, or there's a larger?
That's part of the problem, all right.
And also what Ajoy says that it's being engineered from Delhi or from Assam.
Congress failure to keep its flock together is one of the problem. Arunachal Pradesh has 3 major problems, if you ask me. One is the financial crisis. You see, the government has a deficit of 2,000 crores, and which the center has almost denied them because the BJP is in the power. So that one of the options before them was to either go and join the BJP lock, stock and barrel. Second is the role of the militants. You see, eastern Arunachal Pradesh has virtually become a militancy ridden area, and the government has no control. Yeah, it used to be relatively peaceful. It was at one point of time it was a very peaceful state, but these 3 districts of Tirap, Changlang and Longding, where the NSCN now calls the shot, they directly or indirectly control about 15 MLAs.
Oh,
okay.
MLAs.
Yeah. And then the third factor are the big companies involved in Arunachal Pradesh in the hydropower project. You see, 130 MOUs were signed with the big companies. I am talking about very big players. Now, the central government decided to review all these 130 MOUs. That also
and this was signed during which period?
This was signed during Dorji Khandu's period, and then subsequently Nabam Tuki's reign, but most of them were signed during Dorji Khandu's period. You see, this precipitated the crisis. When the government of India said that we are going to review, they requested Arunachal government, because these MOUs were signed by Arunachal Pradesh government, and they instructed them to review the MOUs because none of the power plants were coming up. So these are the 3 main factors which triggered the whole thing, and the main prime reason is that the financial crisis, because they, as the ladies from Arunachal said, they had no money to pay salaries. Arunachal has a budget for about 3,500 crores. Annual budget, which has been there for last 3-4 years. Their own revenue is 0. It's not even 500 crores, it's 0. So the problem, they were entirely 101% dependent on central government for funds.
No, but how does that, how should that
No, if you join the ruling front, then the fund flow is ensured.
There is a problem there. Sheshadri Chari, this is quite scandalous actually, that a government, an opposition government will not be able to function, and the funds will not be given to them if they are not part of the ruling establishment from Delhi. I mean, is that the way governments will have to function now?
This is a very wrong way of putting the whole perception. Actually, there are so many governments in this country, so many state governments, which are not ruled by which do not belong to the same party as it is in the center. And even in the center, there is an NDA government. It is a BJP-led NDA government. The Prime Minister, of course, is from the BJP, but we don't call it a BJP government. It's an NDA government. There are so many political parties that are part of this NDA government. And there are other political parties in different states. For example, Tamil Nadu has a different government, Kerala has a different government, Karnataka has a Congress government. So it
But
doesn't
they have
mean
their own
that
revenue
these
regeneration.
governments are not
Arunachal
working.
doesn't have.
Basically,
No, but
what has
it's
happened is
one second,
Northeast has its own peculiar problems.
Sheshadri,
And
Sheshadri.
has its own peculiar problems.
No, Sheshadri, this very.
There was total.
No, Sheshadri,
lack of,
you have to listen to what Kalyan says. Kalyan says that unlike the other governments which you mentioned, which is not BJP governments, they all have their own revenues. Arunachal Pradesh doesn't seem to have any revenues
There is no
generating at all.
investment whatsoever.
And that's why it's so dependent on the center.
The question is not the revenue situation. Even Bihar says that they don't have revenue and they want central assistance. So these issues are being looked into. It's not that the central government is not doing anything. The central government is treating all the state governments on par. And Niti Aayog is part of all this system. And all the chief ministers are part of Niti Aayog nowadays. Therefore,
Okay, we will. Okay, Chari, let me get.
Girish, one point.
I'll come to you. Let me get Ashok Tandon in on this, because he has worked under a prime minister here in Delhi for 6 long years. He should know this. If this is the condition, then it's a matter of serious concern.
It is of course serious, but Girish, we should not forget one thing, that the government in Arunachal was a Congress government, and Congress party is a national party with a very strong leadership sitting in Delhi. Now, if that was the case, their central leadership could have fought that case with the government. In fact, nobody bothered about Arunachal. That is my case. They were in fact sitting for weeks together to get an appointment with the High Command, and they were refused. So, whereas the Congress High Command should have fought their case for financial assistance, which normally a national political party would do for its smaller states if they are there in power. Now, what happened? Nobody bothered about it. To say that the center was discriminating is an afterthought now. So, therefore,
okay, Ajoy, this whole debate has taken a different shape now. Here is a government which is completely run out of funds. It is completely dependent on the central government, and it is not able to. It will not be able to function. That's why the whole party shifts to a political party which is closer to the center, to the party ruling at the center. I mean, this is quite an incredible development. And you, as your party, as Ashok Tandon rightly pointed out, why did your party not take up this issue?
So Mr. Ashok Tandon's logic is that if you're an opposition party, then you have to fight to get your dues. I find Mr. Tandon's logic so ridiculous. Secondly, to Congress leadership, Mr. Naban Tuki and the other people, there was a compromise, and that's why Mr. Khandu became the chief minister. Everybody was meeting. So when we formed the government, was the central leadership of Congress party communicating? The second issue is Congress. Earlier it happened. So now BJP can do anything. This is 2016, sir. And they will, and with all due respect to all the respected to Mr. Tandon and the other person who said on Congress leadership, when they brought them back to power, did they mention it that it was Congress leadership, central leadership, which was able to bring them back? So this kind of specious argument is really ridiculous in any kind of a discussion. The fact is you are beating up a state government saying, I won't fund you. The fact is that you're engineering defection. The fact that you're destroying it. This is 2016. We made mistakes. He made mistakes. Did the person make mistakes now? Did the central government stop funding? Yes. Did Mr. Ram Madhav go there? Yes. Did Nitin Gadkari go there? Yes. Did the Northeast Democratic Alliance try to destabilize the government? Yes. So these all questions are yes. Why are we walking away from the fact that we are actually creating a mess in the Northeast and rest of India? And the people of this country and all of us sitting on this channel should be concerned. Who did what? We did it earlier, so I will do it again. Is that the way to have a discussion? The second issue, sir, Girish, I will say one thing. The central leadership brought back, made a compromise. Mr. Khandu came back. Was that central leadership of Congress very sensitive? Was the state government back in power for 2 months? So this kind of, and now we have to fight that we have to continuously for the states. So if AIDMK doesn't get its money, what has happened? So Kaveri is a good example. You don't give me water, you don't intervene, I will fight. I mean, what is the use? What is cooperative federalism, sir, for your budget?
Okay.
Have you ever heard any opposition party fighting for money?
Okay,
I've never heard this, sir.
No,
this is a part of the union budget. You get it automatically.
Ajoy, okay, you made your point. Joya Riba, was among in the last 2 months that this new government has come into place, was there a sense of desperation? Were they not able to get, what was the kind of reaction which they were getting from the center, because of which they had to move, they had to do this? You think, and the allegation of the Congress spokesperson Ajoy Kumar saying that the whole thing has been engineered by the BJP and its leaders sitting in Assam or in Delhi.
Right, Mr. Nikam. As a layperson, from a layperson's perspective, what we feel over here in the frontier state is that there was no dearth of funds in the earlier Congress government, of course, but there has been reports that huge funds have been diverted, and the government of that day could not furnish the utilization certificate. So this actually led to a string of problems, which I think we have, which has culminated to what we have at present. So this is what we are given to understand, and a sense of desperation in the sense we were actually, the public actually of Arunachal Pradesh was just getting to terms with what has happened over almost 1 year and a half. Actually, the bigger picture which comes over here is that we do not, as normal laymen, we do not, of course, take political sides or whatever. But the sense is really overpowering over here is that you can't blame the opposition to not fish in troubled waters, and a huge chunk of the populace out here do side with the fact that the Congress was not able to keep its houses in order. And that is how it boomeranged and escalated. And this is what Arunachal actually has been subjected to, this kind of conundrum for, I think it is the second or the third time now.
Okay.
So this is what we are feeling.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Kalyan?
Yes.
Funds diverted. She talks of funds being diverted. There was no problem earlier. When did this actual problem start?
Actually, the problem is that they have not been able to submit the utilization certificate, which you see the diversion of fund problem.
When has this problem
No,
started?
this has been a perennial problem. In fact,
is
not
not
only Arunachal Pradesh, almost all the northeastern states suffer from the same problem. They have a huge resource crunch because they are not able to submit their utilization
funds,
certificate.
They utilize it. They don't send the
it is
utilization
either
certificate.
utilized or diverted or whatever. They are not able to submit the utilization certificate. The problem is Assam is same, Manipur same. Some state it is more, some less, but Arunachal Pradesh, this developed because of the political instability. The political instability started since Nabam Tuki, then the matter went to Supreme Court. No, the president's rule was imposed and the new government came. Because of this political stalemate, the two things happened. One is that this governance took a big hit, and the other is that the militant outfit managed to consolidate their position, which they were operating in eastern part of the Arunachal. Now they are focusing on the western part, which is a very, it's politically, it is like playing with the
engineering this whole problem.
Yeah.
Do you see the hand of the, do you see the hand of the BJP because what these people are accusing it of, or is it that the 45 MLA, 44 MLAs, including the Chief Minister, felt that the best thing to do is be on the right side of the centre government?
No, it's simply...
We have seen this happening in the past.
We have seen this happening in the past, and I'm sure it is not that one fine morning they decided to go to a new party.
Because Gigong Apang, if I remember, had done almost exactly the same thing.
No, there must be some prodding from the BJP, some tacit understanding. That is there, because I know several, I won't like to name on this channel, but there are several senior BJP leaders who are currently based in Itanagar. So there is some tacit in People's Party of Arunachal Pradesh, by the way, is one of the oldest regional party of Northeast.
It is 1979.
Yeah, yeah. It is mostly used as a launch pad. It has no members as of now. It is mostly used as a launch pad to go to some other party.
It's an incredible thing, Ashok.
Yeah, it can
we have
happen
not
only
seen
in Northeast.
anything like this
It can
happening.
happen only in Northeast.
A non-existing party is there. All the MLAs goes and joins that.
And then this is basically a precursor. Their joining of a People's Party of Arunachal is a precursor to the joining of BJP. They are going
merging
to join,
themselves with the BJP.
They are merging themselves with the BJP, and I don't say at all that it has happened automatically and there is a change of heart that okay from tomorrow I will become BJP. There's some understanding, tacit understanding.
Ashok, isn't it some kind of a mockery of democracy that you keep a political party alive just to engineer these kind of things?
No, but I would like to ask Kalyan, how long this drama and this thing has been going on for the last so many decades? Who started it? It was Congress
definitely,
which was
because
in
the
power
Congress
for,
was at the power
for a
center.
very long time at the center, and this is exactly what they were doing in Northeast. Not just because they are not in power, they have started accusing the party at the center. The whole thing was started by them.
Okay, Ajoy, ultimately all the blame comes back to you. You are the people who started it, and now you have to face the music which you yourself started.
Somebody is singing their song.
You know, Girish ji, with all due respect to Tandon Saab and everybody else, I mean, what are we saying as responsible people on a discussion? That okay, we will continue to destroy this institutions. He did it, she did it, so we will do it. I think a people of the stature on this channel should say that look, what happened was wrong, but what's happening now is wrong, and that is how you save this. I mean, where are we going? So, what the BJP is engineering, is that right? It is wrong. Are they misusing power? Is misusing right? And we are living in 2016.
Okay, Ajoy.
On September 16th, the issue is Bharatiya Janata Party and Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah and Ram Madhav and Nitin Gadkari have engineered defection.
Ajoy, you made that point. Let me get very quickly. Sheshadri, Chari, very quickly, last words to you. I mean, isn't this kind of development disturbing whoever it is, whichever party is responsible or not? If this is the way in which governments change and governments come back to power, or MLAs move around, isn't this something which we all need to be concerned about?
No, see, any kind of defection from one political party to the other political party, and if it takes place on a smaller scale, then the party or the person loses his stature as the representative of the people. But the Constitution does not provide any
wholesale defections.
Kind of a wholesale transfer of people from one party
wholesale
to the other
defections
party.
are allowed.
So it is a constitutional issue,
yes,
which all political parties should be genuinely concerned with. No issues about it.
Okay.
But I don't understand why the Congress wants to only blame and single out the BJP for something that has happened.
Okay.
Because
ultimately, as Kalyan says, they will be moving towards the BJP, but we will wait and watch the developments which will happen in Arunachal Pradesh. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with other issues, the big picture, same time tomorrow.